Are you interested in opening multiple accounts? Or maybe you want to scrape data? Or maybe, better yet, you want to get US work and you don't live in the US? Well, in that case, you need a proxy. Why? Because in all of the above scenarios, you need to change your IP. And you could use a VPN. But you will get caught. The best, most robust way to change your IP is to use a proxy. Well, I know you have many questions. What is a proxy? Why do you need a proxy? Why is it better than a VPN? Worry not. I'm going to answer all those in a second. A VPN and a proxy will both help you to change your IP address. However, they do it in two different fundamental ways. VPNs are usually really cheap. Why? Because the companies that offer VPN services usually just hire out a room of servers and redirect all your traffic through that server. The disadvantage with that is that they are very easy to detect. Nowadays, there are many online databases that list out all the IP addresses from the different VPNs. If you're logging in using a VPN, the website will know you're using a VPN and you'll get banned or you'll get a warning to just sign out of the VPN. A proxy, on the other hand, is different and unique. Proxies are expensive, by the way. On average, a proxy will cost you around $7 per GB. Quite expensive. But in exchange for that expensiveness, you get a very high quality IP address. So here's how proxy providers work. They approach individuals, normal individuals who live in their own homes. They rent out their equipment and they redirect your traffic through authentic individuals. As such, the IP address you get is basically a unique, clean IP address. Websites won't tell that you're not a genuine user. There are 4 types of proxies. You have residential proxies, mobile proxies, ISP proxies, and data center proxies. Usually, if you want to open multiple accounts, mobile proxies are your go-to. In the eyes of websites, mobile proxies are very reputable. You will hardly get banned if you're using a mobile proxy. The second best option are residential proxies. This will usually be cheaper than mobile proxies. So if you have no access to mobile proxies, residential proxies are your second best option. Then you have ISP proxies. These are a bit more expensive. Basically, they are IP addresses assigned from ISPs. You can get one IP address for a long period of time. But usually they're a bit more expensive and not worth your time. Data center IPs, you want to avoid this. Data center IPs are a lot like VPNs. You will easily get detected. Avoid them like the plague. The challenge with proxies is finding the right proxy provider to use. There are literally hundreds of proxy providers. Here's the deal. I'm going to share with you the 2 most reputable proxy providers, the ones I've used, the ones I trust the most. Then after that, I'm going to give you a raft of other alternatives that, depending on your needs, may be a good fit for you. Number 1, the proxy I love the most. The proxy that I will definitely advise you to get is Nodemaven. Unlike other proxies, Nodemaven has a unique algorithm that allows you to filter out and only get high quality IP addresses. There's an easy way to check the quality of your IP. After you've gotten the IP address, what you do is just visit pixelscan.com and it will list you the quality of your IP. Of all the 20 plus proxies I have used, Nodemaven IP addresses always get a score of 100 plus. That's why Nodemaven is definitely my top proxy. Here's the deal. Below, I've included a link that you can use to sign up to Nodemaven. They have a 5-day trial that starts at just €399. And once you're done with the trial, I've included a code below. You can use that code to get 2 gigabytes free when you first sign up. The other proxy that I use from time to time is Asocks proxy. The thing that makes me love this proxy is its price. Most other proxies, including Nodemaven, have a price range of around $7 per GB. But you can get Asocks proxy for just $3 per GB. And they don't have different pricing. So that $3 per GB covers mobile proxies, residential proxies, data center proxies. If you're on a tight budget and you can't afford Nodemaven yet, get Asocks proxy, use their mobile proxies. Of course, given the price, there is a trade-off. The trouble with Asocks proxy is that its proxies tend to be slow from time to time. On more than one occasion, I have set up the proxy and it takes a long time to load the website. Now, what I usually do as a quick way to fix it is I just create a new proxy and set it up afresh. Aside from that slowness, given the pricing, it's just beautiful. Now, there are many other proxies. For the sake of this discussion, we're going to divide them into entry-level, mid-market, and enterprise providers. Just from the names, the entry-level are your cheap ones, the lowest of the lowest, the ones you get if you're on a tight budget. Then the mid-level ones are the ones you actually want to get because they usually have a nice balance between the features and the price. Then the enterprise ones are usually a bit expensive and mostly left out for companies and corporations. To the entry-level providers, these are the cheapest by far, but the quality is really questionable. Only use this if you must use them, if you're on a really tight budget, but otherwise they're just best for data scraping. The first entry-level proxy provider is Packetstream. Packetstream is by far the cheapest proxy provider. For just $1, you get 1 GB. If you're on a really tight budget, if you want the cheapest for some reason, then you can try out Packetstream. Another alternative to Packetstream that comes at the same price point, $1 for GB, is Dataimpulse. The reason why I would prefer it to Packetstream is the fact that it has mobile proxies. If you want an entry-level proxy with mobile proxies, it's worth a try. The other category is the mid-market providers. I love this category. Why? Of course, perfect balance between price and features. Usually they will cost you around $7 per GB. Nodemaven is actually in this category. And it's no secret, my favorite proxy by far is Nodemaven. Two other mid-level proxy providers worth checking out are Smartproxy and IP Royal. Smartproxy residential proxies will retail at around $6 per GB, and the mobile ones are around $8 per GB. The residential IPs from Smartproxy have issues. You cannot access PayPal with them, you easily get detected, but the mobile ones are fantastic. There is an anti-detect browser made by Smartproxies. It's called X browser. Please stay away from that crap. The trouble with it is that it does not use Chromium. It does not use the Firefox engine. As such, the browser barely works with any website. For more on anti-detect browsers, we have a full video that compares all the different anti-detect browsers. After this, you might want to check that out, because to use a proxy, you need an anti-detect browser. The other mid-level proxy is IP Royal. It's popular courtesy of a quirky pricing to its mobile proxies. So as usual, you can get residential proxies from IP Royal at $7 per GB. But then you can pay $1,300 per month to get an unlimited amount of mobile proxies. If you're working with a large team, if you are thinking of reselling mobile proxies, then IP Royal is worth a try. The final category are enterprise proxies. These are expensive, but they're the best of the best. If you don't mind price, you want the best of the best, you just can't go wrong with these enterprise proxies. Now, there are two of my favorite, Bright Data and Oxylabs. Oxylabs will cost around $8 per GB for the residential proxies and $9 per GB for the mobile proxies. Bright Data, on the other hand, come with a flat price of $8.4 per GB. Of course, the larger the amount of data you buy per month, the cheaper it is. As such, worth trying out if you want something unique, if you want to stand out, if you don't mind price. This is your proxy. Now that you've made a choice on what proxy to use, if by any chance you're interested in making money online, at least $10 per hour, then you really want to check out our playlist on US work for non-US residents. No matter where you are in the world, if you want to know how to get a US job, we have a playlist dedicated to that. Links to all the different proxies we've discussed are in the description below. Don't forget to subscribe.